went 2-2 last weekend at Texas State, and one of the two that we lost, I felt like we kind of let it get away from us. Played really well in the first set, and then just kind of our performance dropped off. And in the 3 losses we've taken, that's been kind of the same story in all 3 matches. So we're learning to put together a complete match against an opponent like that, adjust and make changes through the course of the match. And that's just part of the growth process for a team. So, I feel like we're a little bit ahead of the curve. We're a little bit ahead of where I thought we would be at this point in the second season, and you can't complain about that. Pretty happy with that. We spent a lot of time last year just kind of learning to finish, or trying to learn to finish opponents off, and we never really got that. And so where they've made big strides, last spring they really committed themselves to being good over the course of time and not just being good in 5-minute stretches here and there. So that's a big step for a team to take. It's a big step for a program to take, and we're not having to teach the system as much anymore. And now we're talking about making in-game adjustments, and we're talking about game plans, and we're talking about adjusting what we do here and there a little bit to fit that opponent. Scouting reports are much more detailed, and I've done this twice before with 2 other programs, and we haven't been there in the second year. So pretty excited about that. Okay. We got to go in against the Southern team on Friday that's pretty athletic, and we've got to really dictate to them how the course of that match is going to go, with how we're able to serve, put balls in play from the end line, and that's a place where I felt like we got better. We got better on Saturday of last weekend. If we'd served better on Friday of last weekend, who knows? We might go 3-1. We might go 4-0. We got to be able to do that against Southern. We know that the La Tech team is going to be big and physical, and we're going to have to be fast and in system against those guys. And then, Monroe is a Sun Belt Conference team that's going to play a pretty high level of volleyball, so we've just got to be good over the course of time against those guys. Absolutely, absolutely. We've seen a pretty good mix of levels of competition. We played Indiana, which is a team out of the Big Ten that year in and year out is one of the top 2 conferences in the country. We've got La Tech and then a Sun Belt team in Monroe, and then we're going to have Tulane coming in here in a couple of weekends. So, I think we're ready. I think we've been able to work on some things that we needed to work on. I think some freshmen have learned the system and been able to, we've been able to get a ton of kids playing time. So, I think we're pretty well prepared. We'll find out in 2 or 3 weeks.